talking about the conflict in the Middle East. He's mentioning the Houthis, he's mentioning the U.S. and the U.K. strikes, he's mentioning what's going on with striking in Iraq, both from Israelis and the United States, and he's urging all parties to step back from the brink and to consider the horrendous human cost of a regional conflict. What's the Pentagon's response to that?
Well, Carla, we've been working for a very long time on regional security and stability, not only in the Middle East, but around the world. And so we'll continue to work very closely with allies and partners globally to address tensions in the Middle East. You know, since Hamas's attack against Israel, of course, we've been very focused on deterrence and on preventing a wider regional conflict, and we'll stay focused on that.
And what about his words on the brink? Is the U.S. on the brink of war right now in the Middle East?
We are not at war in the Middle East. Clearly, there are significant tensions in the Middle East, and again, we're working closely with allies and partners to de-escalate and reduce those tensions where we can, recognizing the fact that, you know, others have a vote as well. Natasha.
Thank you, General Ryder. Two quick things. So on the strikes last night, were there any casualties that resulted from the U.S. and UK strikes, including whether that's militants or civilian casualties?
I'm on the civilian side. I'm not tracking any civilian casualties. Of course, we're continuing to assess. Natasha, I just don't have any numbers to provide in terms of potential Houthi, militant casualties. But again, that's something we'll continue to assess.
And then in terms of the lack of missile attacks by the Houthis since January 18th, I believe you said, is that because the U.S. is just continuing to kind of take out their missiles and missile launchers as and when they see them kind of loading up and preparing to launch an attack? Or is it because the Houthis simply don't have that capability anymore, or it's more difficult for them to launch these missiles? What is kind of the thinking behind why they haven't been launching as many?
Yeah, I mean, that's really a question for the Houthis to answer. Clearly, our goal here is to disrupt and degrade their ability to conduct those kinds of strikes, and to put that kind of pressure, especially when there's an imminent threat, I think does have an effect. They do maintain some capability, so it's not out of the question that there could be additional strikes. But again, our goal here is to ensure that the Red Sea is safe and secure for international shipping and mariners. That is our only goal. And so, again, we'll continue to work with our allies and partners toward that end. Thank you. Let me go this side of the room. Phil.
Do you have any sense of when or if Secretary Austin will brief this press corps?
Phil, I'll very aware of the request, and I'll keep you updated on that. I do not have a date for you to provide right now.
Okay. And on the attacks in Iraq, I mean, have been any communication between this department and the Iraqi government about the need to find the people who are responsible for launching ballistic missiles at U.S. base hosting U.S. forces?
Well, Phil, I mean, we've had regular and ongoing discussions with our Iraqi partners on the topic of U.S. forces in Iraq and their safety and security, and so those conversations, of course, will continue.
Have you been notified of any Iraqi government plans to end the U.S. mission in Iraq?
At this time, I'm not aware of any official notifications to the department. Tom?